Hello everybody, welcome to the Sunday Chat with Der. How you doing? How are you enjoying, well, if you're in the US and Canada, I believe. How are you enjoying your, what's going to be a long weekend for many of you? It's even longer for me, woo! I took Friday off, so I have I'm in the middle of a 4-day weekend. I will have a 4-day weekend. When you watch this, I will be in the middle of a 4-day week. I try to say that a few times fast. Doesn't work. It's been a quiet week, which is good, I think. Well, mostly a quiet week. I've gotten a new toy for my microphone. Woo! It's now on a little boom arm, which is cool. It can move around. It doesn't stick in the middle of my face anymore. It's not on this big boom that's sticking in from the side, which is good because now I can actually use my filing cabinet over here, which is great because I can store stuff that was piling up on my desk over here. And I feel much better because it looks better. And that's a good thing. And then, some of you know that my sound card seems to be misbehaving. It's apparently a combination of my sound card and my audio cable. So I have to get a new audio cable, which is fun. But I also got a new sound card, which I have to put in eventually. Nice little Asus DGX. Pretty decent little card. It's not the cheapest out there. It's not the most expensive out there. But it's a decent card. And so I got to put that in the computer, and I need to find a new cable because I use a pass cable, which is which converts this size from your computer. Let's see if I can pull this out of here without breaking everything. Yes, I can. To this size for my mixing board. Woo. Now this is a stereo to stereo. You see the double black lines, double black lines. Unfortunately, I need stereo to mono because what happens when I use the stereo, the music sounds beautiful, but something like Farming Simulator, when you get equal sound on the left and the right, when you use the double stereos, it kills the sound completely. So you get the waves of sound when they reach the middle, it deadens them completely down, so you can barely hear anything. But if you turn slightly like this in Farm Sim, you'd actually hear noise on the left ear. And when you turn back, it goes silent, and you hear it on the right ear. So that's weird. Product of the way I have to do this. So I have to go find one of these in a stereo 3.5 to a mono 1/4 inch. They don't make these very much. So I have to find one. And I have a converter that would convert a 3.5 stereo into a mono, but I don't have a straight stereo to stereo pass cable, so that don't work either. Also, these things degrade the sound because this one, this one's not bad, but this one is not gold plated. And so you get sound degradation. Believe it or not, the gold plating really does help pass the electrical signal required for the audio. So I have a little thing I've got to figure out. I've sort of got my system all configured weirdly right now to try to salvage the cable that I'm using long enough to find another cable. I can't. The one that I'm using is a very specific build one, actually for a completely different purpose. So there's that. So fun stuff in the audio engineering world. Camera, what are you doing? Stop it. Quit unfocusing and refocusing on Lego. I know you want to go with a Lego camera, but stop it. Oh, some of you, speaking of Lego, some of you were pointing out that there was just left audio on Lego in this past week. That's because that's how a Sony camera runs. I don't know why, but when you plug in a lapel mic to a Sony cam, it refuses to do stereo. It forces it into mono left. Now, mono left isn't necessarily a bad thing when you're doing true SOTs, which is sound over tape. There's no such thing as tape anymore, but even though it's sound over video or SOV, we still call them SOTs in industry, or SO, which is sound over. Versus a VO, which is just video over. Video over means I talk while video runs, which is most of my YouTube. It's considered a VO. A SOT would be if I was interviewing somebody, and that you usually dump onto your left channel because then you can have sound from a video brought up on the right channel. so that you can get sort of like background noise and stuff. Probably way more information than any of you ever wanted to know, but there you go. That's what we do in TV, and we use a balancer to balance it back out. So when it's sent to the newsroom, it's got left channel audio for the person being interviewed and right channel audio for background noise. And then when they run it through the giant mixing boards, and I've got a 12 channel mixing board. The station I used to work at, we had a 48 channel mixing board. Big, I mean, massive. There was one room alone just for the mixing board and all the audio equipment. And then what they do is they balance it back. So the left and right get merged together and create a single channel. Again, more than you wanted to know, but there you go. That's audio engineering for you, or a little bit of it. And the little finagles I have to do. Was there anything else? No, I think that's really like my biggest struggle this whole week has been dealing with audio problems. Some of you have noticed it. Someone made a snarky little comment on one of my videos about audio quality, and I'm like, yeah, I know. Can't do anything about it. When your sound card goes, your sound card goes. So it actually blew out the port on the back of the motherboard. So can't even fix it. Don't even want to try. So that was really it. I did want to respond to one person, and I'm not going to name names, and I don't want you people to go dogpiling them. But I just want to respond because someone made a comment that my statements last week were anti-gun. I don't know what you're talking about. You read way too much into what I say. However, I will say this much. It would seem logical that if you need a license to operate a multi-ton vehicle that can be turned into a guided missile for the destruction of human beings, that you should also equally be required to have a license to have a gun, because it is a similar device, you can call it a tool if you like, for doing an action. It just seems, in my mind, a logical thing to do. We also should make old people take driver's tests over again, because let me tell you, those old people, they don't know how to drive. So I'm just saying, you think about it, you require a license to drive a car, you require a license to fly a plane, you require a license to shoot an animal. Why don't you require a license to have a gun in this country? I don't know. But there you go. I think you should. But that's just me. And I'm not anti-gun. Good Lord, people. Anyway, I think that's all I got. Eventually I need to build that right there. I need to build that Lego thing right there. Yeah, that's going to take me a while because that's a big set. I don't feel like doing it right now. Yeah. All right, so it's been a long weekend for most Americans, most Canadians. I think it was last week that the Brits had your bank holiday. And I'm pretty sure the Belgians had a holiday recently. So I presume that there's also holidays for the other countries. How did you spend your last holiday of the summer? Technically, this means that the summer's over and we're now in fall, even though technically by the rotation of the Earth around the sun and the rotation of the Earth, or the wobbling of the Earth on its axis, summer's still going on and autumn isn't for a while. But that's neither here nor there. How did you spend your last vacation of the summer? Hopefully you did something fun. I'm going to go find an audio cable. Actually, I'm probably not. I'm going to go on a holiday. Ha ha ha. All right. Until next time, game on. Be awesome. Floppy audio cable. Flop, 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 flop. Ooh. Nope, doesn't work. Bye, everybody.